Welcome to AG's Ace. The Tokyo Olympics is now not far away. In fact, it's pretty close by now. And the good news is that from NIS Patiala, that quite a few of our athletes are breaking national records. They're doing very well, which is the good part. But my main point is that going to be enough to ensure that we win medals in Tokyo? Can our athletes raise the bar? So that is the main point. And let's take a quick look at what's happening there. We can focus on some of our guys who are really doing well. So while it's raining records at Patiala, which is great news, but will our athletes be able to reach the podium at Tokyo? The pressure of the final at any Olympics needs to be faced up to. And can India raise the bar? That is the main question. So shot putter Tajinder Toor, he first made a throw of 21.49 meters for a new national record, ensuring he heads to the Tokyo Olympics, clearing the qualification mark of 21.10 meters. He would, of course, then be very happy, and he shared this news with his mother back home in his village, and he dedicated the performance to flying Sig Milkha Singh, who sadly passed away very recently. Now, Toor's first throw of 21.49 meters was also a new Asian record. So that's fantastic news. But when you compare or contrast this to what is happening in the other part of the world and what the other athletes are doing, there is a sense of perspective. So American Ryan Crouser created a new world record of 23.37 meters, bettering Randy Barnes' previous mark of 23.12, which was set in 1990. So after 30 years, this world record has been broken by American Ryan Crouser with a 23-plus throw. Remember that, 23-plus throw. This year has seen 13 athletes throwing more than Toor's throw of 21.49, with 5 athletes crossing 22 meters, including Crouser. I'm going to repeat this again. So there are 13 athletes throwing more than Toor's throw, and 5 athletes are crossing 22 meters, including Crouser. Americans Joe Kovacs, Daryl Hill, Polish Michael Haratic, and New Zealand's Thomas Walsh have set up a fine Tokyo showdown. So the main question is that can Toor match up to them? Coach MS Dhillon believes the next 1 month will be spent on clearing out some flaws and making Toor achieve his rhythm. He was under pressure, but our target was 21.30 and to 21.70 meters. That's what he said. Technically, his right foot is not going down as it should happen naturally. And we need to spend time on this over the next 4 weeks. But time is running out, which Mr. Dhillon also knows. Let's take a look at our ace sprinter, Duti Chand. She broke her previous national record, 11.24 seconds. And by clocking 11.17 seconds, 11.17 seconds in the women's 100 meters dash at the Indian Grand Prix 4 in Patiala. So despite this, she is still short of the Tokyo Olympic qualification mark, which is 11.15 seconds. So she is 11.17, clocking 11.17. She is still short of qualifying, which is 11.15. Now, the 25-year-old athlete from Odisha can still make it to the mega event through her ranking, which is 42 on the road to Tokyo list. The top 56 qualify for the Games. Despite missing out on the mark by a Olympic qualification mark by Viska, Duti is confident of making the Olympic cut in the upcoming interstate nationals, which is scheduled from June 25th to 29th. But again, the big question is what happens in Tokyo. Kamalpreet Kaur, discus thrower, has spoken about getting sleepless nights before a competition. She says it's excitement and not nervousness. We believe her. We wish her all the best. But let's take a look at her numbers. Kamalpreet bettered her earlier national record with a distance of 66.59 meters, but her performance will not be counted as she was the lone competitor in the event. Her effort of 66.59 meters is now the 6th best in the world. Sounds good. 6th best in the world this season, with the best throw of 70.22 meters this season being owned by Dutch athlete Van Klinken. At the Olympics, it doesn't matter how far the other competitors throw. I'm targeting 69 meters and I won't be satisfied with anything less, she says. It's a tough call from 66.59 to go up to 69 meters, but we back her. Let's take a look at the Indian women's 4 into 100 meters relay team, which comprises some excellent names: Duti Chand, Hima Das, Dhanlakshmi, and Archana Susindran. They have set a new national record at the ongoing Indian Grand Prix in Patiala. The direct Olympic qualification standard is set at 43.05 seconds for the relay event. The Indian women, who were ranked 22nd in the Road to Tokyo rankings, have now jumped to number 20 in the list, just 0.1 seconds behind the team from Bahrain. Now, Duti was expected to be in a showdown with Hima Das in the 200 meters. It did not happen because Duti didn't show up. Hima had a good time of 22.88 seconds, the fastest by an Indian woman over the distance since Saraswati Saha's national record of 22.82 set in 2002. So it's almost like a decade ago. The Olympic mark is 22.80. I'll repeat that. The Olympic mark is 22.80 seconds, and Hima Das has clocked 22.88 seconds. Annu Rani won the women's javelin throw event by throwing a distance of 60.58 in the sixth attempt, but it was not enough to ensure an Olympic berth, as the qualifying mark is 64 meters. So she's still throwing at 60.58. The qualification mark is at 64. So one last point is that the 60th National Interstate Senior Athletics Championship in Patiala, which is scheduled to commence on 25th of June, is the last lifeline for track and field athletes to make the cut for the Olympics, because after that, the door is shut. I have a couple of points to make, and the first one being that it is clear the pandemic has taken its toll on the preparations for the Games. The enforced isolation has caused many problems for athletes in India. They've spoken to us repeatedly on NNI Sports and spoke about how difficult it has been being cooped up, no competition, no exposure, and it's at times been pretty heartbreaking. But despite that, they've fought hard. Patiala again may not be the ideal place to train in the searing heat, but the organizers should have thought about it earlier. One good factor is the backing being given by the federations by providing world-class coaches and support staff. That is very heartening. Despite that, there have been complaints of improper diet from coaches like Uwe Horn, who is coaching our boy in the quest for javelin. He himself is a legend, having been the only javelin thrower to have crossed 100 meters. And it's unfortunate that such discussions are still happening here. So in the end, time is running out. Now it is up to the individual to raise the bar, face the competition, face the intensity. What can they do? We are all watching, and we wish them all the very best. Thanks for watching AG's Ace.